Hi kids, I'm Mrs. Harma. I'm a teacher at Wayne Elementary, but today I'll be your virtual teacher. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, first grade scholars, help me sing our transition song. Ready? Let's sing. Sit down and come together, together, together. Sit down and come together, together right now. It's time to practice sounds and blend them together. Let's practice our high frequency words and write them down. Great job!
Okay, let's get ready to practice our daily routines. All right, let's practice writing our high frequency words now. We have a word in blue in a box. What's that word? Go ahead and try and read it. Let me hear you. Did you say next? I'm going to write a sentence using the word next. I am next in line. I am next in line. It has 5 words. Most of the words are high frequency words. Let's start with I. I, by itself, is always capital. I'm going to put a finger space. Am, that's a high frequency word too. Next, that word plays fair. I am next in, that's a high frequency word. Line. Line is not a high frequency word. I'm going to stretch it out. I, Now I know it has that silent E at the end because we've been practicing that. And anytime that vowel says its own name, it usually will end with an E. Now, I want you to stop and try and write a sentence using the word next. Give it a try. Let's practice a new word. What's the word in the box? Go ahead and whisper it to me. Did you say says? That's on our high frequency word list. If you ever need to spell it, you can always look at the list. But let's practice it right now. We're going to write it in a sentence. Mom says, wash your hands. That's 5 words. Let's write those words down. I'm going to start mom with a capital M because it's the first letter of the first word in our sentence. Mom says, S-A-Y-S. That one doesn't play fair. It doesn't look the way that it sounds. Mom says, your, that's a high frequency word, hands. Now, hands is not a high frequency word. I can stretch it out. A, n, d. Don't forget a period at the end. Now you try it. What sentence can you think of that uses the word says? Okay, let's practice another high frequency word. What's the blue word in the box? Go ahead, try it out. Read the word. I'm listening. Did you say still? That's right. Still is the word. I'm going to use this word in a sentence. She is still riding her bike. She is a high frequency word, but we need to remember it's the first word in the sentence, so the first letter needs to be capital. She is still, this is our new word, still. She is still riding, I know that chunk, ing, riding her, that's a high frequency word, bike, B-I-K. And then we have an E at the end because we remember that if the I says its own name, it's a long vowel. Now you try it. You write a sentence using our new word still. Okay, we have a new high frequency word to practice. What's the blue word in the box? Let me hear you say it. Did you say want? If you did, you're right. Read the word, want. I'm going to use this in a sentence. The kids want to play. I'm going to write this. Don't forget to start the first word of the sentence with a capital. The kids. Let's stretch it out. K, I, D, S. Want, that's our new word. Want to play. That's a high frequency word too. Play. We have that AY chunk. And then don't forget, put a period at the end of your sentence. Great job, kids. Now you try it. Write a sentence using the word want. All right, let's read the blue word in the box. Go ahead and say it. Did you say way? If you did, you're right. All right, I'm coming up with a new sentence, and this time I'm going to make it a question. How many words does it have? Which way do you go home? 6 words. Let's write it. The first word is which. Let's not forget to capitalize that first letter of the first word. Which, is also a high frequency word. Which way, W-A-Y, do you go home? Now, if it's a question, I need to end the sentence with a question mark. Excellent. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and write a sentence, maybe even a question, like I did. All right, let's think about the things that we need to do daily for first grade ELA practice. Watch the alphabet chant video, read the decodable reader for the week, practice high frequency word lists, read 20 minutes and complete a reading log entry, practice your handwriting with your letters from A to Z or your high frequency words from your word list in your packet, practice your consonant, vowel, consonant words, or write short and simple sentences. These are really important things for you to do to become better readers and writers. All right, we've been reading James and Sam Take a Hike. This time I want you to read it and then draw a picture on a separate sheet of paper of the characters and the setting. When you're all done, come back and finish watching the video for our next activity. All right, let's start today's lesson. Now let's all be writers, be writers, be writers. Now let's all be writers like the authors we love. Listen to the sentence, the sentence, the sentence. Listen to the sentence we will write as a group. Okay, now as we're working together, I want you to keep your mind set on the target. I can write sentences using correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization rules. Make sure that you're thinking about that as we're working on our sentences. Okay, it's time for interactive writing. Let's write a sentence together. Use the pictures from the story to write sentences in your own words. Don't forget to capitalize the first letter of the first word and in names in your sentences. Also, make sure you have ending punctuation. Let's get to work. All right, so we've been reading James and Sam Take a Hike. This is the perfect story to give us ideas about sentences we might write using pictures from the story. We can make our own sentences up, or we can think about sentences that might make sense about the story. Let's get started. Okay, don't forget, at the beginning of the story, James and Sam are camping with their dad, and they decide they're going to go on a hike. So I think what we should write for our first sentence about the story is they go on a hike. That's 5 words. Let's write them. We're going to start with the word they. We know that the first letter of the word first word of the sentence should be capital, so we're going to write they, don't forget a finger space, went, be as neat as you can be, on, let me fix that one, try to be as neat as I can, on a hike. So remember, we're making sure we capitalize that first word and we have a punctuation mark at the end. Now you read it. They went on a hike. Don't forget to point to the words as you read. Okay, so on this part of the hike, James decides he wants to hide in the trees. So I'm going to write the sentence, James hid in the trees. And I'm going to make sure that I capitalize the first letter of my sentence, but also James is a name. So I need to capitalize his name anyways, but it's also at the beginning of the sentence. So I'm going to start with James. I'm going to do the best I can to write neatly. James hid in the trees. And I'm going to make sure I put a period at the end of the sentence. Very good. Now let's try and write another sentence about the story. Okay, this part of the story, they find a hole and they realize that it is a snake hole. So I think I want to write a sentence. They found a snake hole. Oh my goodness, that's 5 more words. Let's write that. Don't forget, you need to capitalize the first letter of your sentence. They found, do the best you can with your spelling, a snake hole. And you know what? I'm going to end my sentence with an exclamation mark to show how excited I would be to find a snake hole. So I'm putting an exclamation mark there. All right, now it's your turn to come up with a sentence. Okay, so at this part of the story, we're at the end, and they reflect back on their hike. And even though they did not see all of the things that they thought they would see, they had a great time. So let's write that sentence. They had a great time. Let's write that together. So when we're writing, don't forget again, one of our learning targets is to make sure that we have a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. So they, it's a sight word, had fix that. Had a great time. Don't forget to put a period or an exclamation mark at the end. It depends on how you want the reader to read the sentence. I'm going to put an exclamation mark to show that they had a really great time. They had a great time.
Okay, boys and girls, help me sing our next transition song. Ready? Let's go. It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. It's time to practice what we learned. It's time to go to work. Good job.
Okay, it's activity time. It's time for you to practice what we just did. Take out your packet. Let's go through it. Okay, it's your independent work time learning target. Don't forget, your focus is I can write sentences correctly, which means that you have a capital letter at the beginning of your sentence and a punctuation mark at the end. What punctuation marks might you use? Maybe you might have a period at the end of your sentence, or an exclamation mark, or even a question mark. Let's get started. It's reflection time. I want you to stop and think about a question I have for you. What did you do today that is helping you become a more proficient reader? Stop and think about it, and then share it with someone near you. If no one is right by you, lean forward and whisper. I'll listen to you. Great. Thank you for learning with me today. I just wanted to give you a few reminders until we work together again. First, watch the alphabet chant video. Second, read the decodable reader for the week. Third, practice your high frequency words. Fourth, read 20 minutes and complete a reading log entry. Fifth, practice your handwriting with high frequency words, consonant vowel consonant words, or short and simple sentences. Thank you for learning with me today. I look forward to talking to you again soon.